Are you thinking of popping the question in the near future? Are you looking for ideas on how to make your proposal more special? Or maybe you already have some proposal ideas but don't know which one to pick? Don't worry, I'm here to help. As a jeweller who specialises in wedding and engagement jewellery, my job doesn't just entail designing and making the ring, but I also spend a lot of time talking to boyfriends or girlfriends and helping them in the presentation moment too. The big reveal of the ring they have spent months having made. I always feel very privileged to be involved in their journey and to be able to offer my help and advice in these matters. So today I thought I would help all you budding fiancés out there by sharing a few do's and don'ts, 10 to be exact, to help you create the perfect proposal and receive the resounding yes that you have been waiting for. 1. Don't be practical. Okay, so I don't mean you should be completely impractical when you propose. I wouldn't, for example, recommend proposing while bungee jumping off a cliff. What I mean when I say don't be practical is don't include practicality in your proposal speech. You may think that your partner is very practical and down to earth as a person, but believe me, no one wants to hear, let's get married because it's going to save on rent. Tell your partner why you love them and why you want to spend the rest of your life with them. 2. No movie proposals. While the speech from When Harry Met Sally or Monica's grand and elaborate proposal in Friends may be beautiful on screen, we unfortunately do not live in a movie where romantic music is piped out on cue. And trying to recreate this fictional perfection is often a surefire way to disappointment. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, I know for a fact that my partner absolutely loves this movie and they cry at the proposal scene, so surely I should disregard this advice. And you are welcome to do so. However, I personally wouldn't. In fact, I would see this as an even bigger reason to stay away from recreating that movie proposal. If your partner loves it so much, they will have an idealized vision of it in their minds, and if the moment you create is not as magical as the perfect vision they have, which, let's face it, is a physical impossibility in the real world, they are going to be disappointed. The main reason people fall in love with movie proposals is not because of what they do, but rather why they do it. It's because the on-screen proposal is personal and they have designed it perfectly to match the on-screen couple and their relationship, and also how well they know each other. So if you want to take anything from these movie proposals, then take this. Take the essence, not the details. 3. No cliches. Okay, so we all know that romance is good and cliches are bad. But when does romance become a cliche? There are some proposal ideas that have been so overused over the years that they have now become a big no-no when proposing. A proposal in a restaurant, for example, with the ring hidden in the champagne glass, or in a chocolate cake, or in the breadsticks, basically any food or drink is a classic proposal cliche. As a woman and a jeweller, I would highly advise you stay away from anything that will muck up the ring. Apart from the overused cliched gesture, put yourself in your partner's shoes. Would you want to receive a beautifully crafted ring which is now covered in chocolate fudge? Which, by the way, you'll have to take straight back to a jeweller to clean before they have a chance to even wear it. Now, why are these cliches a bad thing? Apart from the messiness of this example, they seem quite sweet and harmless. Well, by using an overdone cliche proposal, you are unwittingly telling your partner that you have put no thought or feeling into this proposal at all. I know this is not the case, but this is how it comes across. 4. Consider time and place. It's always a good idea to pick a time and place that is significant to you and your partner when proposing. It doesn't have to be extravagant. In fact, sometimes the more low-key and intimate, the better. However, if you are planning something grander, make sure you consider the logistics of your chosen time and place. For example, if you're planning on proposing in the open air, make sure you bear in mind the possible weather conditions that might ruin your otherwise well-considered plans. 5. Know your audience. Now, obviously, you know your partner. They are the person you're hoping to spend the rest of your life with after all. However, all your knowledge of your partner often flies straight out of the window when you are planning a proposal. It's so easy to get caught up in wanting to impress and creating that perfect romantic gesture, and you can actually completely forget who you're doing this for. For example, don't plan a big, elaborate public proposal that might sound like the epitome of romance if your partner hates crowds and attention. 6. Stay away from public proposals. Off the back of my previous example, I would actually recommend staying away from public proposals in general, unless you know for a fact that 1. It's what they've always wanted and dreamed of, and 2. That they are 100% going to say yes. If you are in any doubt of either of these, I would recommend not making it a public event. This sort of proposal can put your partner in a very exposed and uncomfortable position that often makes them feel very pressured. 7. Don't overthink it. When planning the perfect proposal, it's very easy to overthink, overplan and overdo things to the point where your proposal plans look remarkably similar to those drawn by Wile E. Coyote trying to catch the Roadrunner. This is never a good idea, as we know firsthand from Wile E. Coyote himself. Overly elaborate plans equal numerous variables, which equals a large number of things that can go wrong. You really don't have to go overboard to show someone you love them. Something small, personal and intimate is often much better. Remember, less is more. 8. Don't force it. So what happens if after all your planning, something goes wrong? For example, say you're planning on proposing to your partner when they get home from work. You've made dinner, you've laid out candles, you've prepared your speech, and your partner comes home having had a terrible day. They're exhausted, angry, or frustrated. What do? Don't force them to sit down to dinner and plow on regardless, hoping that you can somehow change their frame of mind if you try hard enough. Instead, step back and maybe actually run them a bath or just be there for them in any way that they need, and wait to pop the question until a better time presents itself, which may even be later on that very evening in a much more intimate, relaxed and spontaneous way, which is often better than you had planned in the first place. 9. Be spontaneous. Be spontaneous whenever possible. Sometimes the best way to plan your proposal is not to plan it at all and just wait for the perfect moment to present itself. It is, however, always a good idea to have a ring made and ready, but maybe keep it to hand so that when the perfect moment presents itself, you are ready to go with the ultimate romantic gesture. 10. A bespoke ring. Talking of rings, if you want the perfect proposal that shows how much you know and care about your partner, then you should have a ring designed and made just for them. Something completely unique that no one else has and that perfectly reflects who they are and how much you know and love them. Commissioning a ring instantly shows how much thought, time and effort you are putting into the proposal, making it instantly more personal and romantic. So if you want to create that perfect ring, just drop me a line through my social media at Lorna Design or through my website lornaromanenghi.com and let me help you by doing what I do best. And while I'm helping you design and make the ring, I can also help you with your proposal plans too if you need. I always get excited to hear your stories and your proposal ideas, and it's a privilege for me to be able to help you in any way I can. So thank you for listening to my top 10 proposal do's and don'ts. I hope you found it useful, and for more helpful tips and jewellery related videos, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notifications button, which will keep you up to date with my weekly videos. Thanks for listening, and for you budding fiancés out there, good luck.